What I love about this Creating Opportunities Summit is really bringing people together to talk about real poverty issues. So energy assistance and housing and nutrition and some of those core barriers that people face that keep them stuck in poverty. I mean, typically we fight the people. We talk about what they're doing wrong, what they're not doing. But this group and this day is really about saying, okay, where are the access points for people and where can we work together to really set people up to be able to move out and stay out of poverty? What needs to be in place? So there's some serious planning going on here today, and people representing all different sectors of the community. And that's really what it takes to fight the complexities of poverty. I'm going to be talking today about what some models of best practices are, and keeping that focus on creating opportunities for people to move forward. Living wage jobs, affordable housing, being warm, being fed. Those are essentials for really helping to create a community we all want to live in. When you listen to people who are facing poverty, you'll hear them talk about making choices between rent and food. You'll hear them talking about making choices between their rent and paying their heat bill. People going hungry, people being cold, people not being able to have car insurance, to get the transportation, to get where they need to go. So roadblock after roadblock after roadblock, so you end up just starting to feel hopeless and alone. And I think when we really focus on, okay, what is in our community in terms of capacity for people to move forward? How can we make sure that people have access to mental health or to safe heating? One conversation that was had today was really around why is it that we have so many places where people are living that are not insulated, weatherized. So you have people with $500 electric bills and they're only existing on disability of $650. So for the community to come together and say, okay, how can we get these homes weatherized as opposed to how can we fix these people? That's brilliant. I think there's two real keys. One is this community awareness of what are some real causes of poverty. Because our country really has not provided a good education about the history of poverty in the United States, there are a lot of myths that surround why people are in poverty. So we tend to end up operating on a lot of stereotypes and creating programs that really don't meet people where they are. What Traverse City has done, what PRI has done, is really listen to people and say, oh my gosh, we didn't know that was really in the way. So it's really, one of them is the awareness piece, really understanding poverty and the complexities of generational poverty, working class poverty, immigrant poverty, situational poverty. Those different life experiences are all called one word. So getting that understanding is core. The second thing is most of the approaches to address poverty are what we call single-focused approach. So you'll have people, offering some help with housing, but you don't have education or skills to get a living wage job. Or you'll have people say, we'll help you with your electric bill, but you got an eviction notice too. So it's this work today, this Creating Opportunities Summit, is really about looking at all the complexities of poverty and coming together and saying, what can you do? And that's it. That's the second piece. It's a connected approach to fighting poverty. I used to go into an organization and say, can I get some help getting my lights turned on? And they would say, well, sure, we'll help you with $25, but you're going to have to go find some other organizations to help you with the rest. And then once you get that, come back to us. I see in Traverse City a real strong effort to stop the fragmentation but do a collective approach. And that's really everyone in this community, business, faith-based, social service, justice, health, housing, saying what can we do and what can you do and what can you do and what can you do, and then providing people in poverty with that hope and that sense of being connected to their community and some avenues for gaining skills and education. So those are the real keys, I think, that awareness and that collective approach. When a community begins to look at the cost of poverty to that community, I mean, if you think about, we spend $34,000 a year for one person to be in jail or prison. It's twice that for a kid to be incarcerated. We had a family recently, there were 5 kids, 2 adults, living in a storage shed. Not because the parents were neglecting the kids, but because they couldn't afford a place to live. So Child Services came, took the 5 children, put them in foster care, which cost about $65,000 a year per kid. So taking that kind of approach where we're gonna pay. You know, you've got an epidemic of people using the emergency room. Who pays for that? It's taxpayers. It costs business community. So really, when we begin to see that poverty is affecting everyone in some way, and also then realizing the unbelievable potential that we lose in that crisis condition of poverty. We know from brain research about the impacts on children's brain development. We know our kids from poverty enter school with more limited vocabulary, lack of exposure to what they really need to develop to their fullest potential and become taxpayers. We know that infant mortality rates for women in poverty are higher than Malaysia. So it's really about understanding what kind of community do you want to live in. How about let's create community, let's create opportunities where everyone has a chance to reach their fullest potential. What would this area look like if everyone reached their full potential?